Hello and welcome back to Sprite Guard Plays HyperRogue. We are starting out from the beginning once again. The plan for today is to very quickly try and see if we can get to the Yendorian Tree, because that is the one area that we have not been to yet. I did go and get the achievement off camera. I was playing around, just trying to see what I needed to trigger it, and I went and I triggered it. And so we won't get that achievement, but we will try and get the 10 treasures achievement, and we will try and just scope it out, see what's there, see what we need to do, and my goodness, treasures do not seem to want to spawn today. But the alchemy lab always has kind of hard-to-reach, widely spaced out treasures, and I still remember, I believe Fifionek talked about the best, most efficient way of getting treasure in this land is basically to just follow corridors, and eventually you will find them. And of course you need to be careful about getting flanked by monsters of different colors is the main risk. And of course you want to avoid getting trapped by monsters of the same color as well, but you have a little bit more control over that, a little bit more flexibility in how you approach them, because you're able to. It's much like on the Dead Cave, in the Dead Cave, how the seeps and the trolls kind of work together to flank you in. And so because I am on a little bit of a timeline today, we are going to be going through things a little bit more quickly than usual, a little bit more hurriedly than usual. And so we're going to be heading in here, just trying to get our 60 treasures to get into the ivory tower. I believe that's what it requires. Let's actually check the overview, just to be sure. And these are not in much of any order that I understand. Let's see, ivory tower, there we go. Let's see, 30 treasures. Great, that's going to simplify things considerably. And that, together with the fact that alchemy labs are a starting land now, means that we actually have quite a lot of advantages going into this, and we are going to be hoping for an icy land, but because we are in the Dead Cave... but here's a crossroad, so we don't even have to worry about that. So let us just try and find ourselves an icy land to get the rest of the ice diamonds that we need. We also, of course, will need to head into the Land of Eternal Motion, and that actually might be a better plan of action than trying to scour the icy land for treasures, because the Land of Eternal Motion is very fast, and we will need to do it before we end today. We will need to get those 10 phoenix feathers so that we can save. So because I'm going on a vacation this weekend, I'm not going to have anywhere near as much time as I usually do. So we are just going to be trying to get our way into the ivory tower as quickly as possible. I am going down to Portland for longer than might be wise. I'm going down for something like 4 days, which is longer than I've been down there in a very long time. Boy, we are not seeing a crossroads. We are not seeing an ivory tower. And actually, an ivory tower would not be the best thing for us to find right now, because getting out of it would be pretty difficult. We can walk along the Great Wall. The Great Wall acts as a floor, and so I'm not that worried about it if we do find one. But the nature of the ivory tower is that you will generally come out roughly where you went in. Just because of the way that equidistant curves work, they end up being longer the further out you go, and so you end up going very far and covering very little ground. So we're just on the lookout. We should have it unlocked, and there it is. And this orb of speed could actually come in handy. But we'll be just looking for a ladder that we can reach first of all, and when you're up against the Great Wall, it's always a little bit weird moving around it. It feels like it wiggles around more. Now let's see, can we jump to this? We can. So you can jump up and grab ladders, you can jump up onto platforms, and it's just a matter of finding the ivory dolls which are pretty widely spaced out, pretty hard to come by. Should be able to jump up to that one, and then onto this platform. I don't actually know if they fall. It looks like they sit on ladders. I assume they only sit places that you can actually reach. They don't sit out in the air. Let's see, can we jump up to there? We can. Great. And that will give us a little bit of a platform to move up here. Generally, moving up is a pretty good idea, or at least the best strategy I've been able to find is just kind of continually moving up until you find all of the figurines that you need. And if you kill a gargoyle on unstable ground, then it won't make a platform. So they're not quite as helpful as they might be. Let's see, we are at 5. We need, I believe, 10 to get the tree. Let's check the overview just to be sure. Yendorian Forest, 10 ivory figurine, yes. So let us see if we can get the other 5 that we need. Grab that. We have quite a few gargoyles coming up to us. I believe they can fly, so let's see. We actually want to be on the other side of this here. There was, yeah, up here there's a couple more, so we can get up to the top of this platform, and that will get us a couple more figurines. Just winding our way along here. And that's kind of the other reason that you end up roughly where you started, is that you do a lot of zigzagging in the ivory tower. And so, you know, if you went for, and it would take you like probably days to actually make significant progress, especially as high as we are now. But if you did, you know, try and make that insane progress, you know, eventually you would get somewhere. But, you know, because we're zigzagging so much, we're not even going to make the little tiny amount of progress that we might otherwise make. And it would probably be like 1 or 2 tiles, would be my guess, if we went really far. And I would be interested to see kind of the calculation of how many tiles you would have to go out at some distance. And I know that it increases exponentially. So, you know, you would have to pick a distance and say, you know, okay, at this distance, you know, to move 2 tiles, you would have to go 20 tiles. And then at this distance, you would have to go 200 tiles. And that would kind of be interesting to see, but would probably require a little bit more of an understanding, a little bit more patience with calculation than I really have right now. So now we are on our way down, and just kind of to prove my point, we're going to head clockwise as much as we can on our way down and see whereabouts we come out. And I don't know if we'll actually be able to tell where we've come out, but here, see, we've actually passed some gargoyles that we have already killed. And so, you know, even now we can kind of see that we have not gone very far relative to other places that we've been in the tower. And we're just going to keep spiraling down clockwise. And now here we can actually see that, you know, as we spiral down clockwise, the crossroads, you know, even with the crossroads being, you know, 2 tiles in view, is barely moving. You know, that's, I think, taken us maybe 1 exit or half an exit. So that is the ivory tower taken care of. Now we are just on the lookout for a Yendorian forest. And it should be unlocked. Let us look at the world overview. Yes, it is unlocked. And it already shows my high score of 7 apples, and that was a pretty hard-fought victory. So the Yendorian Forest, I don't know what color this is. It looks blue to me, but we can step on it. We can, oh, gravity does not allow this, so it's actually probably air. or something like air. As soon as we step in here, there is gravity, and we have to climb up the trunk of the tree, and then we can climb out onto big branches, and we can jump from them onto little branches, but the little branches break. And so we have kind of limited mobility. And then these birds come after us, and we just have to follow the structure of the branching. And of course we have the orb of speed now no longer. Let's see, we have to be careful about timings, because we do have very limited mobility in here, and so we need to be a little bit careful about whether or not we're actually going to be able to fight these guys. And there's just no way to get that one, it seems. So we will have to keep climbing. And of course, because we're in hyperbolic geometry, these trees branch kind of insanely, and there are many, many trunks. But they all point back to the place where we came in, and so we will be able to find our way back. I believe this is a single entrance land, much like the Ivory Tower. And it would be interesting if these trees had a top, but most things in this game are infinite, and so it seems pretty unlikely to me that they will have a top. So if you just climb on small branches, they will not break. It's only when you jump from them that they break. And I wonder if it says that branches here will bear your weight, but if you use them to move, not fall to an unstable place, they will break. So yeah. So there, if we move from that onto an unstable place, it breaks. And then we can jump to that branch just fine. And then we can climb across that branch. And we'll have to fight that guy. New achievement, Yendorian Researcher. Collect 10 apples. And these sparrowhawks are coming after us, and the kind of jester-looking guys are Yendorian researchers. And so I don't know what kind of botanical research they're doing now. I'm a little bit, let's see. I mean, we can kind of use gravity to guide us, but I'm a little bit unconfident in my ability to recognize, where are the branches. And my alarm has just gone off telling me that it is time for me to go. And so we are going to be on the hunt for an orb of safety. And we will wrap it up as quickly as we can. So, in the next episode, we will be looking for the new orb. And I don't even know what it is yet. We'll be on the lookout for it. Here is our orb of safety. And we will be trying to get the orb from the other two new lands, the Dragon Chasms and the Galapagos. So that is all coming up in the future. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.